While many students are able to use their hands to activate the touchscreen on their communication system, there are some students for whom this does not work. Some students are able to use eye gaze, but there are others who are more successful with something called scanning. In scanning, you use a switch to make selections on the screen. In this video, we will be talking about automatic scanning, also known as single switch scanning. You can use two switches as well, but that will be covered in another video. First, the student will activate their switch to start the scanning process. This will move a highlighted cursor around the screen to the various items. When the cursor gets to the symbol you want, you activate your switch again to select that symbol and speak the message.
Go ahead.
Go.
Let's take a look at some of the features of the Surface Pro tablet. On the top left-hand side, you will find the power button and the volume button. On the side of the tablet, you will find the power in port. That's where you plug in the charger, the USB port, and the mini display port. That is where you will plug in the switch interface. We're going to attach this tablet to a mount for easy use. Make sure the tablet is securely attached so it doesn't come crashing down to the floor. There are lots of different ways to mount the tablet. This is a table mount. It can be adjusted up or down, or angled forward or away from the student for proper positioning. This is a wheelchair mount. A mounting arm is attached to the side of the wheelchair, and then the tablet is attached to the mounting arm. This is a freestanding mount. This is a great option for students who are difficult to position or like to be out of their chairs and still use their communication system. In order for the tablet to work well, you need to charge it up. Attach the power cord to the side of the device and plug it into an outlet. Then it's time to turn it on. Press the power button on the top left side of the device. Now we need to connect it to the Wi-Fi. In the bottom left corner, select the Windows icon and then select the Settings icon. It looks like a little gear. Select Network and Internet. Select Show Available Networks and then choose your network from the list. Enter your password if you need it. And this is a really important part. You need to check for updates every time you turn on the device. If the device isn't working properly, you can almost guarantee that it's because the software hasn't been updated. Select the Update Notifier icon. If there are updates, download and install them. In order for your student to activate their switch, you may need to mount it to a mounting arm to get it in the right position. In this video, we're mounting it to a chair, but you may want to mount it to your student's wheelchair or a tabletop. Whatever will make it easier for them to reach it. Now it's time to connect the switch interface. The switch interface allows the switch to communicate with the tablet. Then you need to set the interface to the correct setting. This will vary depending on what kind of interface you're using and what kind of communication software. Ask your speech-language pathologist or AAC consultant for help. Now we're going to connect the switch to the switch interface. The switch interface allows your switch to act like a key on the keyboard. In this case, we want it to act like the Enter key. Now it's time to attach the switch to the mounting arm so that the student can access it. There are lots of different kinds of switches. This is a mechanical switch, and that means you have to actually press it to make it work. This is a proximity sensor. It senses movement near the switch, so you don't actually have to press it to make it work. For some students, this is much easier than a mechanical switch. We're attaching this one with a piece of Velcro. And yeah, I realize I put this one on upside down, but it still works. Now it's time to get into position. This student will be using his head to activate the switch, but you could pretty much put it near any moving body part. Ask your school team for help in finding the correct placement. You may need to move your switch around just a bit to get it into the right position for your student to use it. If you're still struggling, make sure to ask your speech-language pathologist or AAC consultant for help. There are lots of different options we can try to make things better. Now it's time to open up your communication app and get started. For this video, we're using the Communicator app, but there are lots of other apps that allow for scanning. And one last thing, you will have to set the access method in your communication software to single switch scanning or automatic scanning. This process will be different depending on what software you're using, so ask your AAC consultant or speech-language pathologist for help. You're all set up now, so go out and start communicating.